And on that note, it is time. We are back. We are back.
We back.
KB.
We back.
We back, my boy. You know what I'm saying? We here back with another banger. You know what I'm saying?
Pew, 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 pew.
Are you whispering?
It's the ASMR over here.
Man.
I'm like, it's so much going on at one time.
For sure. Y'all know what's going on, man. It's your boy Nemo. I love y'all. Again, I hope y'all love me too. But that's just me though. And y'all heard me talking to him, but I keep my right hand man with me. What's going on over there, my boy?
I ain't say a word. How y'all doing? It's your boy Kadeem, you know. Blessed and highly favored as usual.
Amen.
It's gonna be a good day.
Gotta keep
Tired a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's been a busy day already, you know what I'm saying? But without further ado, y'all know what's going on. It's your favorite Partner Them podcast, the Get Your Betting Entertainment Podcast.
That's what you was waiting on, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let your mama them know. Let everybody know.
Throw the
My boy
ones.
say throw them ones.
Throw the ones.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And today, yes, sir, ski, we got one of the good homies, the good folks, the good people, the goddess, if you may. You know what I'm saying?
Hello. What's
What's
happening?
going on? Let me shut up and go ahead and give your introduction.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Was not prepared for that. Like, I didn't say I was going to want to come on here. Hey, y'all. I'm Ty, a.k.a. Ty the Goddess, you know, out here young and fabulous, young turnt.
I'm good.
Snaps, you know.
That was nice. I fuck with it.
Thanks.
Let me get my thoughts together over here really quick.
Where can we follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, at Ty the Goddess. 2 E's on that the Goddess.
Yeah,
Right like that.
2 E's.
2 E's.
The.
Don't get confused now. It's 2 E's.
What's going on? How you been? What's the word round?
You know, I've been great, blessed, highly favored. I like how you came with that. I had to bring that one back, you know. Definitely very abundant life around here. So I've been solid. How y'all been? How y'all doing today?
Likewise, you know, just
doing
everything I need to do, trying to stay focused. Been really working on myself this year. You know, it's the 30 year for me.
Ooh.
And him actually, but he just ain't hit it yet.
I'm on next.
Yeah. But,
Catch me in November. Big Scorpio, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure that.
For sure, you know what I mean? I'll be there. So he still trying to little boy me like I ain't a few months behind,
not necessarily, but just
that's
don't
crazy.
disrespect your elders.
He be like, you know, I'm 30. Like that, I'm right behind you. So you ain't there yet. Respect your
But he'll say things like, "Oh, back in my day," and he'll be like, "Bro, we're the same age."
Brian, come back and fix it. I be like, you know, I grew up in this area with them. We grew up in the same area.
It's like
we
right down the street from each other,
like,
man.
when we be talking about stuff, like, when was that for us? Like 8th grade or something? He was like, "Oh, I don't know." That for me, that was like, yeah, about 8th grade. Yeah, so
See?
about 8th grade for us. Like,
See, that's how I know you used to being around people younger than you.
Facts.
Because that is like automatic. You're like, I gotta adjust who I'm talking to, not realizing y'all the same age.
It'd be crazy because, like, all through, you know, regular grade school, I've always been the youngest. But once I got to college, that's when
it flipped.
My freshman year, I was still the youngest, but then when I transferred to Valdosta, everybody was younger than me. By a couple of years type shit, you know what I'm saying? But it still don't make it no better because, you know, I graduated earlier. Like, I graduated 17, other niggas graduated 18. So I still be having to say that sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
On some,
I ain't
we'll
graduated 2013, nigga, 2012. What are you saying?
Damn. Kevin Hart over here.
But what the... I know it didn't pick up, but that was funny. So, what's new with you? What you got going on? You know, how's everything been after school, all of that? Like, what's up?
Yeah, so just graduated. Literally, like,
love to see it.
man,
Love to see it.
you know.
Let your mama them know.
Need heavy applause. Your girl just got her master's in marriage and family therapy.
Wait, snap up.
Yes, big snaps. And just got a job here in Woodstock. Well, not here, but in Woodstock at a private practice. So big claps to that as well. You know,
Because
for sure.
like, everything is aligned. It's falling into place.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
That's good energy.
Big on alignment right now, actually, because I don't know if I think you know, but I've been trying to move up here like for a while, like for a long while. I was trying to like skip out on grad school. I was like, this is not for me. Like, I'm big over it. Like, I need to find something else. I'm trying to, and it just was never working out. Like, nothing was working out. It was like every avenue, I kept trying different stuff. It just wouldn't stick. And then this time it was like easy. Everything came like that. Like, of course, over time, I'm manifesting, I'm praying. I'm like, please just get me up out of here because I'm from Valdosta. So, I'm from Valdosta. So it's like, I need to get up out of this town for real, But, yeah, not too much. Not too much. You know how folks feel about the local word.
You see the post that's been going around?
I have. It was on Facebook, I think.
Bruh, that nigga said, bruh, I seen Big J coming and he was like, bruh, y'all leaned on that local shit so hard, bruh.
Like, super heavy. As soon as somebody find out I'm from Valdosta, they were like, oh, you a local. It's like they call me a slur, like the hard R. Like, what do you mean? I'm a local? Like, what does that mean? But no, yeah, everything just aligned. It was just like instant. It was easy. It was like I had no worries. And so that's been like my major motivator for me being up here. Because I'm like, I was working so hard or trying so hard to come up here. It wasn't working out. And now that I'm up here, it's kind of like it just happened. So that means I'm supposed to be here. And yeah, they just land. So since I'm supposed to be here, there's nothing that I can't do. There's nothing that like could get in my way possibly that'll like make me not being here. Make me being here not worth it, or nothing that'll be like, oh, you gotta go back home, or you gotta like nothing's gonna throw me off because I know I'm supposed to be here. So,
I love this mindset.
Yeah.
And like, how long have you had this? Because it's for some people it take a minute to start to think like this.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Just because it didn't work out, let me keep trying. Or
absolutely.
General,
like just to be transparent, and mind y'all. Reminder, I am a therapist, so transparency is my biggest thing. I'll probably tell you some stuff that most people would be like, why the fuck is she saying that? Like, why are you admitting that? But honestly and truly, it took a while because I started like, I don't know if y'all are into like the law of attraction and like manifestation, that type of thing. When I first saw it, it was probably like a year or two ago. And I was like, that sounds good, but, that's not real. Like, folks just be saying stuff. It's not a thing. And then as stuff kept happening, and I was like, it has to be how I'm thinking about it. Like, it has to be my mindset. Like, I'm keeping myself stuck thinking that stuff is not going to work out for me. Like, every time I run into something, this is just how life is. And then I noticed, like, in the past year or so, I started giving myself grace and being like, okay, if you think it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. I will say, being in grad school for therapy has helped me a lot because it was like, I can't be telling my clients, like, it'll work out and it'll be great. And I'm at home like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I'm gonna jump. Like, it's over with, But I was saying the last year or so, and it just took practice and me consistently telling myself, like, look, you need to be patient. You need to let things come to you. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe things will work out. And then I'd say the last 6 months especially, it's just been like anytime I put something in my mind, it happens. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what's supposed to happen. That's it. Because I deserve that,
Hey, don't we all?
We do. We definitely do. It's all a mindset thing.
So you said you were a family therapist?
Yes, marriage and family.
So you out here keeping families together?
I'm trying, man. Honestly, no. I'm not that therapist. I'm not that therapist. Okay. I'm definitely going to be the one to be like, okay, we had 2-3 sessions. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all do not like each other. And so we can either choose to sit here and figure out a better way to like each other or to accept each other, or y'all can just accept that you don't like each other and move on.
You go home.
Literally.
You
like,
get the fuck home.
Separate. Like, that's it.
Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah.
Let's not drag this any longer.
No, seriously. Like,
It's hard for, well, they say it's hard for most men to let go. You'll be very surprised, but they say it's to be the men who don't want to let go. I see it in some case. I guess, we always say this is situational. It depends on your relationship.
Yeah.
But I think when they say it like that, it's because we put a lot of work into trying to get you to know us. And it's vice versa, too, for the women. They put in a lot of work for, you to know them. Yeah. So it's like, I didn't put in 10 years worth of effort to get her to, like, she finally got right too. Like, hell no.
I don't know. I can't say, like, with couples I've worked with, I have seen a trend in the men usually being the ones to not ask for a divorce or to not ask to go to therapy. And so when their wives are like, hey, there's a problem, it's almost like they're blindsided. It's like, what do you mean? Like, we've been great,
I feel like it's because I want you to tell me this, and like let's us talk about it and try to fix first before we try to just go listen to some random person,
some stranger about our relationship. They ain't been here this whole time.
$250 an hour. Like, come on.
For a while, like I was really like 100% against any type of therapy. I'm like, bro, if you got problems with anybody in your family, like it's easier, or with your spouse, it's easier to just sit down, be honest, and talk about it.
And talk it out, right?
But then I had to realize sometimes some people just don't have folks to talk to for real. Other folks, like, they need to hear it from someone else outside of, because if me and my wife or me and my girl arguing, she's saying something in a tone that I'm not listening to it no way, you know what I'm saying? But if we go to this therapist, you'll talk to her and say whatever it is, and she'll relay it to me in a way. So I mean, I'm still like you said, I want to work it out first, or try to do it first. But if it just ain't getting nowhere, but it's not to the point where like, I hate you, I don't want to be with you no more, or shit like that. Like, we can take it there. We can go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I will say that is one of the things that I have noticed with couples is most people have the belief that it has to be really bad before you go to therapy. Yeah. And that's when people are frustrated. We've gotten to the point where we've been trying and nothing is happening. Like, we keep running into the same things, the same cycles are occurring. And I'm actually glad you said that, because I wish people would understand that therapy is not necessarily a last ditch effort. But sometimes you can literally go just like, okay, we are not in a bad spot, but I feel like we could communicate better. And so let's work on ways to do that. And I think a lot of it is communication, right? It's verbal things said verbally. It's things said physically, subconsciously that you're not even realizing you're doing. It's tone. It's, the little attitude you get just because they didn't do this thing that you thought you communicated, but you didn't really communicate for real. It's like a lot of these small communication setbacks, I think, that couples really get into. And then not only that, but a lot of those miscommunications become personal. Because then it's like, okay, you should know me. We've been together how long? Why wouldn't you know that?
First thing that come out their mouth too.
Why wouldn't you know that?
It's just a lack of understanding sometimes. Like, the way I process it is completely different than the way you process it.
Absolutely.
And I can try to explain that to you all day, but if you just don't understand it, you just don't understand it.
Like, you just don't get it. And then that causes frustration, right? Because it's like, I don't know the best way to tell you what I'm trying to say. Like, I've tried so many different ways, and that's why I think going to a therapist, even if you're not finna break up, is helpful, because like you said, this is a person outside of our situation that can hear things without being biased, without having their personal feelings tied to it, right? Because when you're trying to work it out as a couple, even if we both want to get to understanding, it's like, but I still feel some type of way. I still, you still did that though. And then it gets hard to really hear what your partner is saying, versus when you're in session and you have this therapist who is listening to both of y'all. And a lot of the time it's like so obvious to a therapist, because it's like, yeah, okay, I can hear that you said this, but you took it this way, and you took it that way because of whatever issue you had in your past, or because your parents talked to you in that way and it made you feel like a child, or, it becomes more apparent from an outside ear. Yeah. But this is different from like talking to your mama, talking to your homeboy, talking to your homegirls, because not just like you, they're biased. They only have heard, you know, the critiques. They've only heard the negatives, or even if they've heard positive, they still have an opinion of your partner.
Or they're holding on to the last time you told me.
Exactly.
About the last time he fucked up. So
exactly. So it's like, why are you telling me this right now when we knew he was gonna do that because he already did it, right? And that's not fair. You know, like that's not fair.
Especially if, like he just said, you know, might have had a discussion about this in the past, but you still holding on to it, and it's being brought into the next discussion or argument we have or something.
I don't like that one. That'd be my number one nose.
When it gets brought back up?
Because it's like, I explain it just like this. If you're not able to forgive me, then we can't move past this because you're going to bring this back up, and that's going to create a whole new problem because I'm going to feel like, damn, not only are you going to keep throwing this in my face, but like, you've been lying and faking your feelings because it's clearly still been bothering you.
You know, I've heard that like so this is how you felt, you've been lying about how you felt. But I think looking at it from a different perspective, right? Let's say you talked about something at that moment, this is how you felt in that moment, and y'all done figured it out in that moment. And then when you sit back and you get by yourself and you reflect and you're not in front of your partner, you realize, like, wait, I might feel a little bit differently than I said. But at this point, we done already said, like, okay, we cool, we agreed on it. And so that leaves you feeling like, okay, if I bring this back up, then that means I never agreed on it for real. And sometimes I think in a relationship, you don't really want to continue to do the same thing, but it just becomes easier to, like, fall into that trap, I think, because you're like, I don't know, it just, you might not have the space in that moment to say I actually don't feel like that, or you might feel like, okay, if I actually say how I feel, we're not gonna be together.
So the way I take it though, like, because I'm a person, okay, we gotta, me and my lady, we have a situation, right? And we argue about it, and we come back and we talk about it, and because the arguing is just y'all yelling over each other. You gonna get what you been wanting to say off your chest. I'm gonna get what I want to say off my chest, but we ain't hearing each other. Yeah. Come back and we talk about it, we discuss it, and we agree on it. I'm already knowing, especially if it's a situation, you know, to that intent, like it's still gonna be on your mind. Me, it's a way to get it to where it's not like wow, you bringing this up again. If it gets to another argument, and you throwing it back in there, that's why I'm like, what the fuck? But if you come to me later like, hey, I want to talk to you. Like, we had this discussion a couple of days ago. You know, we talked this, said this, and said that, and we kind of came to an agreement. But it's been on my mind for the past, like, week, and it's not bad or anything. I just want to get into a better understanding, or let's just see what we can talk through to make sure it don't get there again. As soon as it just come off the top, it's like arguing, or we arguing about something else, and then over, and then don't mention what you did last time. What the fuck? Yeah. That's where it gets on my nerves. Like, yeah. I'm all about, and I think I just found that out kind of in my 20s, not really wanting to see a therapist. After a while, when you really self-reflect, you start realizing the stuff that makes you this way or makes you that way or say the things you say. Because there'd be times where I get into an argument and knowing that it's not that serious, I take a breath and just be like, you know what? All right, so where we going to go from here, though? Like, so let's talk about that. Because it ain't going to be no point in us sitting here going back and forth for an hour, 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing all that. So I just feel like that conversation, how it's brought to you, is where it's like, hey, okay, I fuck with it if it's still been on your mind. Yeah. Because you coming to speak like an adult. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm coming to speak like an adult this time. Like, I ain't with the rah-rah shit.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's honestly, it all boils down to communication. How are you saying this? Like, everybody is valid in their own way, especially in a relationship. You both will see your points and be like, I'm absolutely right. But it's about how you communicate that to your partner, and if they're not only willing to accept it, but if they're ready to accept it. And I think that is the biggest thing sometimes, because you'll get to a point where you're like, I done sat on this. Either you're okay, I always see it in two ways, and of course there's more than this, but either you're that person who, when you get into an argument with your person, you immediately want to shut down. You immediately are like, you know what, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to escalate. I'm just going to step away.
Who do you see that happen to more, the male or the females?
Honestly, across the board, it's about the same. I think it depends on temperament. It depends on how you were raised. It depends on so many different factors. Because I know for me, I was definitely a shut down person in my last relationship, because it was very much like he wanted to deal with it then. And that is that other type, right, that I was talking about. He wanted to go ahead and hash it out. We don't have to talk about it later. Let's just get it done. But I know myself, I'm very emotional, especially in moments of conflict. I'm like, if I get to where I think I'm gonna go, we gonna break up, because I'm not going for it right now. So you have that person, and you have the other person who's like, if I don't say what I need to say now, I'm not gonna want to revisit. And so that leaves you both in this place of like, well, how do we figure this out if I don't want to talk right now, but you want to talk right now, you know? So I think it's very important to make sure that your partner is willing to talk about it in that moment, or y'all can set a time where you both can kind of compromise, that it's like, okay, I know you usually don't want to talk about things immediately, and I understand you need to calm down or whatever, but I really want to settle this. Like, I really care about our relationship, so let's pick a time that's best for both of us, you know? But
I'm a real compromising person, because in a situation like that, I'm a person that knows, like, especially if I get to yelling, or I'm gonna get loud. Like, it's gonna be a loud situation. And
why?
Because I feel like if it's an argument, right, and we going back and forth, you ain't hearing me. And especially if and I ain't gonna lie, if I'm the one that kind of initiated this,
the problem or the argument,
the argument, or the discussion that turned into an argument, or just full blown argument. If I'm the one that initiated it, and I'm trying to say what I got to say, but you talk over me, I'm gonna get louder, and because I'm gonna want you to hear me. I got something to say, but I didn't realize that. So I'm one of those that, like, I gotta check my feelings first, and that's why I say it's about compromise. Because in the beginning of any relationship, I don't care if everything is going great or whatever the case, we had a good first date, I'm gonna tell you, like, if we ever come into some problems, if you ever are that person that just got to get it out of you right then, I'm going to let you do that, and I'm going to sit there. Because I'm not the one. Now, you know, some people know how to push other folks' buttons. So you get the button pushing, that's just a different situation. But if we really, if it's something you got to get off your chest, you got to yell about it or whatever, but you got to tell, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to let you do it. Because I got to check my feelings, my emotions. Because if you get the yelling and I just go back, that's where in my past relationships where I see her shut down. Because I'll go ahead and, you know what, go ahead, say what you got to say then. And then I'm quick to interrupt. As soon as you press a button,
yeah, you are.
I'm quick to interrupt.
Oh God, I was about to say that actually. Like, I don't believe you, because you be interrupting niggas left and right, and then go on a tangent.
Because, bro,
it's got real personal.
I'm not his spouse, his partner.
People don't be hearing me for real, bro. Like, I'm one to do this though. If I'm arguing and yelling back and forth with you, when we have the discussion, I'm gonna say the same things that I said yelling at you. It's just a different tone.
So let me ask you this.
Let me reiterate it smoothly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is it a defense kind of thing? Is it like, okay, unless I yell for you to really hear me, unless I repeat myself, you are not either caring to listen to me right now, or you're not gonna really get what it is that, like, I'm trying to say? Like, is that?
I don't think it's a defense thing. I've always just had a problem, you know, being shorter, being the younger one. I've always had a problem with people not letting me talk. So when I do that, and then tying into it, this is the reason why it was like that also though, and I had to learn that from somebody, is I used to just dismiss their feelings. You know what I'm saying? So even if I got a problem and I'm trying to address it to you, whether it's the discussion or it's an argument for real and we shouting, like, I'm still not considering how you may have felt in the time of what's going on. And that's where my interruption comes. Because now you trying to say, well, I ain't trying to hear that right now. this is what's going on, blah blah blah, and you ain't hearing what I'm saying, and it's gonna keep da da da. And she keep trying to say, no, I don't want to hear that. Like, listen to what I'm saying, because all you gonna do is say what I just said in reverse. And that was my thing.
And this is now we like in this little circle because we saying the same thing. But so, now I'm gonna point this out, and this is I'm not trying to have a therapy session here. You know, like I'm not gonna go there. But I asked you if it was a defense mechanism, and you immediately went to that little boy that had to stand up for himself, that had to or wanted to stand up for himself and really couldn't really do it. People might have picked on you. People might have, disregarded your feelings and validated you. And so as an adult, it comes back up. And I think when we hear the word defensive, it becomes hard because it's like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm not willing to compromise. Mm-hmm. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just trying to fight. But I think defensiveness will go back to that little kid of like, I had to stand up for myself. Or if I didn't then, I'm trying to stand up for myself now.
And see, mine back then as a kid, it never was really like on some arguing with folks and I'm trying to be heard. It normally comes, I'm short, so I get a lot of short jokes.
You gotta.
So it's me trying to clap back, and motherfuckers like, nah, it's not just but fuck you. I'm trying to say what I got to say, but fuck you. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Oh, you black, short, fuck you. You talk, nah, nigga, nah. Like I can never get it out.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of my shit came from. Like, I just hated being the small nigga in the room with no voice, even when it came to being some funny shit. Cause you know me, I'm a roast.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a crack back. You know what I'm saying? But can you hear me though? Is you gonna let me get it out? When you be in a roast battle, it's you and two of your homies, but the other nigga got like 5, 6 motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
You gotta come heavy. You gotta.
I can tell the degree is really working, and you really learn something just from your answers. But do you talk with children? Because I feel like when I was initially wanted to do psychology, I was like, I don't want to talk to kids.
Honestly, I have had sessions with kids. Kids are not necessarily my favorite to work with. Not that I won't, because I love kids, but I don't like working with their parents sometimes. The parents, I'm not going to say I don't like it. I think parents add another factor to working with children, because ultimately your parents give your parents, I don't want to say 90%, but your parents give you a lot of your initial thoughts in life. Mm-hmm. And so when you have a kid who might be dealing with that aspect, like my parents are saying something to me that doesn't even register for me, you have to work through not only that kid understanding that you can have autonomy. You can have autonomy. You can be your own person. You can say what you want to say, feel how you feel, but also within the realms of you still stay with your parents. Right. So I still have to be respectful of whatever your mom has going on, or that type of thing. But to answer your question, short answer, I do work with kids. I will work with kids. It is just a little difficult sometimes.
At the end of the day, I still gotta go home to my mama.
For sure. I don't want you getting in trouble because you came to therapy with the therapist and the therapist then told you to talk back to your mama and it gets mistranslated. I don't want to, I don't want to do that.
Then that's gonna cause more problems at the house. Exactly. Then the first thing daddy gonna say, that's exactly why I didn't want to go there. I didn't want them.
I was about to say, is that a family thing? Where you do the kids separate and then the parents together?
Yes.
Is the parents a follow up?
Normally,
I guess it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it does. It's situational. Everything's situational. But normally, I see the parents first. And I like to see parents first because usually the parent is the one who made the appointment. So I really want to know, okay, what do you think is going on? What do you see as the problem? How do you think I can help you fix that? And then a lot of the time you'll talk to the kid and their problem is totally different from the parents, right? So then it's once I have that parent perspective and I can talk to the kid, it's okay, I know what mom wants to see, but then I also know how to work with the child for them to feel satisfied as well. So it's usually parents first, because I'm I want to know. What do you think is wrong with this child?
And it's an easier conversation.
Oh, for sure. Well,
situational.
Everything's situational. I mean, from an adult to an adult, it can seem easier in that way, because it's okay, I can firmly see what you're saying to me. And with kids can be a little poetic. I think I like to use the word poetic because kids say things in ways that make sense to them. And of course, to an adult, you're like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, what are we even talking about?
My son all the time.
Literally, you're like, bro, what? But then you talk long enough to a kid and you start to connect and you're like, actually, that makes a lot of sense. And it's so simple when you really get down to it. So,
but I do that with my son too. Now, of course, you get the sit your ass down type shit. You know what I'm saying? You get those times, but it be times where like I catch my son like he'll playing with his Legos, and doing his and watching his iPad, and he'll get to having this like blank stare sometimes where it's like he's zoned out. He don't really want to play with his stuff, and I ask him like, "What's wrong?" He'll say nothing, and I'm like, "I understand that you 6, buddy, but like, what's going on?" And he sit down and he'll cross his legs to me and say some shit sometimes. My boy be talking to me for real. So it's like I kind of just want to instill that in him first, because I mean, and it's no knocking to my childhood and my parents, but I just want to handle stuff differently.
yeah.
Like, your parents will always tell you can come talk to them about anything, but when they get that aggressiveness with them, the kid don't want to talk. So I'm not saying that I'm soft parenting or hard parenting, but when it comes to me actually wanting to talk to my son, like, I got to set that space for him to talk.
Absolutely.
And he can know, like, hey, I can really talk to Pops about anything, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's beautiful.
that's what I'm trying to be at. I don't want it to be on some shit like, nigga, I said you need to do this and that's it. Like, if it's something that's disconnecting him from doing what it, not no simple shit. Now, if I tell you go clean your room, go clean your room. But if it's something like 4 or 5, he was having problems like in school for no reason. My son is smart.
Yeah.
He finished all his work, and then he just wants to play. So I had to sit him down, and I'd be like, what's going on? He'd be like, none of the kids. He told me one time, he said, none of the kids get done with work with me. And I'm like, what do you mean? He'd be like, I want to play. So then probably like a couple of days later, that's when I got a message from his mom saying again that he had got in trouble. But then the lady was just like, it's not that he just being bad. Like, he doesn't have nothing to occupy. The kids that's in his grade level are stuck in that grade level mindset or whatnot.
Yeah.
He's a little ahead of it. He come home like, we in middle school or high school, you might have time in homeroom or some shit to knock your homework out or whatnot, or this, that. He's getting his homework done before he come home. So he don't, you know what I'm saying, unless I got some size for him to do, all his work is done in school.
So he's bored.
So he be bored. I had to tell him, like, look, I get it. I understand, son, but I want you to know that it is cool and okay to be smart. If you get done with some work and your friends ain't done, I'm not telling you. I didn't say it to him like this, but I'm not telling you to just go ask the teacher for more work, but just be chill until it's time. Everybody's gonna want to play, but I don't want him to get sucked in a situation where he get older and he feel like he's being outcasted for being smart. You can still be cool, dress how you dress, be involved in whatever you want to be involved in, and that's what I had a hard time doing. I still was smart. I got A's and B's in school, but when it came to like showing how smart I was, I didn't do it because I thought niggas would try to roast me. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
And will.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like,
Niggas will definitely.
Look at this smart ass nigga. Don't nobody
Like,
know.
Oh my
nigga
god,
over
he
here
always
doing
got
his
his
work.
hand up.
It's crazy. I found that really interesting that you brought that up because I was on TikTok or something and they were talking about how kids who were like ahead of their class were put in like special education classes for them to, and okay, you see that face, right? Because I made the same
That
face. I'm like, what do
sounds
you?
crazy.
It sounds
Yeah.
insane.
Sound
But
backwards.
when you really think about it, right? Because I was a gifted kid. Y'all know gifted. Like you get taken outside the class and you get to do extra stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was that kid that I was finishing my work before everybody else. So now either I'm becoming a disruption to the teacher because they have to ask or they have to help all the other students, and I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm bored and I'm twiddling my thumbs and I'm like, I'm gonna get into something, or I'm wanting to do so much that the teacher can't keep up.
Yeah.
Because they have so many other students, right? So then you get put in gifted. And this is technically special education. It's just on the opposite end of the spectrum. And so looking at it in that way, I was like, no way. Like that. But it quite literally is what it is. Like, it's gifted. But I think I really resonated with that idea of you don't want to seem too smart around your peers. Because there was a moment in time when I got to high school, I didn't want to do honors classes. I want to be in the class with the niggas. Like, I want to. My dogs is in the other class. I want to be with my friends.
Nigga, I turned down like 3 AP classes. I took one, and I thought I was gonna do bad, and it got a B. And after that, like, and I took the test, got a good little test on it. Every year after that, it was an assistant basketball coach. He'll come up to me because he was my AP like political science paper. Like, hey, I got a spot here. You want me? I'm like, I do not want no AP classes, bro. No honors, maybe honors. If it's English, because I did honors English twice and then math once.
Yeah.
But AP, nah, bro, I got it.
No, and it's not that you couldn't do it.
Hey, Jay, bro, it was too much. Like,
yeah.
I'm a nigga that play football. I tried to run track. I wasn't no like track runner, but I did like distance stuff, maybe a little long jump, just to stay active. And it was like, bruh, I ain't got time to come home with all the extra studying that I got to do on top of the studying that I'm doing. Like, nah, that's dead, coach. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to graduate, go play football at college, and hopefully make it to the NFL.
Not even realizing that would have set you up for so much more as an adult.
So
Big facts.
So much more, because it's not just okay, it looks good on a transcript. This is teaching you discipline.
Yep.
It's teaching you how to stay focused. It's teaching you how to put what you need to do above what you want to do. It's teaching you real life adult skills in such a short form. And you know, when you in high school, you like, bro, none of this shit gonna matter later. Like, whatever.
Facts.
And then you get to, you know, being close to our age, and you're like, bro, if only I would have did that thing. If only I wouldn't have cared about what people were saying. If only I would have just locked in for real.
Focus on myself.
Focus on yourself.
Something I can't never get back is that time.
Yeah.
30 of them.
30 on. What did you say?
30 of them.
It's
30
hard.
years. Well, you know.
Oh, 30 of on. Okay, my bad.
I can't relate to that, you know.
Would be. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool. We up there. We know it.
I'm far from 30. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy because niggas is always like, of course, me, since I just moved out of a college town, which is my hometown, everybody's younger. So I'm the old nigga. Like, folks is like, oh, you 30. No. Don't place me nowhere I need to. Don't place me earlier than I am. Okay? I am still in my 20s. I am very much 26. Okay? That is far from. You know how much can happen in 4 years?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the frontal lobe developed?
Partially. Because, you know, they say, you know, you turn 25, your frontal lobe. I really think it depends on the person. Of course, it's situational. That's the word of it. You know, it's situational.
Situational episode.
But I definitely think it depends on life experience. And sometimes people who have a lot of trauma, theirs doesn't form at 25. It's a little bit later. Or if you're like developmentally in a different spot, it'll form later. Like, but I think for me, I think my shit formed at like 24. Or started to. Like, it was a little ahead of the curve, not gonna lie.
Mine started to hit around 24, but 25 it hit me on my personal YouTube channel.
Yeah.
When I turned 25, I did a little vlog. And the beginning of it, I talked about like, bro, I don't know what it is, like,
Yeah, the YouTube?
cliche, huh?
Yeah, the YouTube?
Yeah, I got my own personal YouTube. You do that.
Hell no.
But yeah, I did it when I turned 25. And I woke up that morning and I was excited. It was my birthday. Woo, you know, I ate something at the crib, but then I went outside and smoked. And I was just like, damn, bro. Like, I need to say something. Like, record something real quick. And I kind of opened it up, like, you know, being 25, you just see some shit different. And it really is just a click.
Yeah.
You know
Did you
what I'm
have
saying?
that experience where it was like you turned 25 and it was like everything made sense?
It wasn't right away. But for me, it was crazy because someone explained it to me first. He was older. I think he was like 31, 32. I'm 24. And he was like, bro, for most men, when you're 25, the way you're thinking, your whole, like, everything is just going to change. And then I wasn't waiting on it, but I'm like, all right, let me see what he talking about. So it was like, when I turned 25, it was just, but it's because of what I had going on at the time. I was in the military still. I was in Turkey, trying to leave Turkey to get back to the States. So my mind was just on getting my shit and getting the fuck up out of Turkey, because Turkey was, by that point in time, I was done with Turkey.
Yeah.
But I'll probably say like 6 months in,
it was like woke up.
I was able to realize, like, yeah, I don't think the same no more. And then every year after that, just gradually got worse. Because I'm like, I don't even know that nigga I was when I was 21.
And that be the biggest thing. You like have what did they call it, a
Epiphany.
quarter life crisis?
Oh yeah, that's
That quarter life crisis. Because you like your identity gets flipped. Like you don't even know who you are for real. You start thinking back on stuff like, what the fuck have I been doing this whole time? Like what is the reason?
And you
like
I'm any type of person, anybody who just a struggling person that ain't struggling, everything working out. When they hit 25, they'll probably still be like, damn, you
that's
know,
like a
maybe
universal
or
experience.
did this back then, I'll probably be in a better spot than what I am now, even though I'm straight. You feel me?
Like I still like to think and believe I'm the same person. I've changed obviously, but like, you know, I'm still me.
Yeah.
But like, I don't do none of that shit no more. Like I don't be wilding out like I used to. I don't be getting drunk. I don't be super public no more. I'm living my life privately, and y'all know exactly why. If not, oh well. This is what it is.
I don't really use the word change. Really, I just feel like when you get older, bro, your morals just get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like
they develop.
Yeah, anything that you believed in or wanted to set yourself up to do, like when you were younger, it was just like, I got time. You know what I'm saying? I could do this later on. You know, I'm 19, I'm 20, I'm 21. Like I still got time to have fun. Woo, woo. And then as you hit that 22, 23, 24, the shit that you believe in or just have more, they get stronger. So other people, I ain't saying they gotta just be on the same page as you, like automatically 100%, but if you ain't giving 50, 75, bro, like you weighing me down.
Yeah.
And I might talk to you and tell you, or other times I just, hey, I ain't fucking with that person no more. I ain't doing that shit. Like,
I definitely had a lot of that.
Yeah,
I had a lot of that. It was like, why have I been around you, bro? Like, what was I doing? I will say
the friends that y'all believe are holding y'all back. See, I don't believe in that.
Really?
Because I feel like if that's your course in life, then that's your course in life. I understand people will be like, you need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You're not a terrible person just because you haven't found your path yet, and your niche and your way. I can't support certain things, and I can still tell you that, but we can still be friends. If you ain't do nothing to me, that friendship shouldn't really change. But don't ask me for advice, because that's one of my biggest, like, if I ain't going to be giving you advice for you, just be ignoring me.
Mine, like, because I feel that way to an extent. If I got yes men, no, I don't like that. Those are the friends that weigh you down. You got an idea, it may be a good idea, but as your homie, if you come to me with an idea, I'm going to break the idea down. I'm going to say, hey, let's try to figure out this way first, or see how it work this way. If that don't work, come this way. Just something like that. But it'd be other motherfuckers would be like, yeah, I'm gonna walk around with my drawers on the outside of my pants. And niggas just be like, hey, yeah, bro. Hey, yeah, bro. You different, bro. You different, bro. Do that shit.
Wild thing to say.
It be shit like that, though. That's why you got these, like, it just go on a different, page here. But that's why you got rappers that are ass. Because you got partners who don't tell you, no, don't say that. And it's typically the motherfuckers that, it's a group of maybe 5 niggas. They all got money. So studio sessions ain't no problem. Create music videos ain't no problem. They can dress cool, whatever. But their lyrics be poo. And them same 4 niggas that be behind them with all the money is not telling that nigga no. And they be the niggas that ride your coattail till it's over with. And then they get the fuck up out of there.
But you know what? I think because I definitely agree with that. I think a lot of time in that scenario, the people in the back are either insecure, they don't want to start it for themselves, so they're like, yeah, let's throw him out there, let's see if it catch on, and then when it does, they're like, okay, we're just gonna let him kind of figure it out.
Clearly he got the confidence to say that
clearly
shit, so
yeah, like we just
my
gonna,
boy, let's let it ride.
Let's let it ride. Like he gonna do that, and then once that picks up, they start to see something for themselves rather than like a personal thing. These are the people that you definitely have to, like, you have to watch, you have to kind of let go of, because it's like you're gonna sacrifice me to get what you need.
Yeah.
And that becomes the problem. But I definitely think sometimes people are afraid to say how they really feel. Because, groupthink is real. Like, if the majority of the group is agreeing on one thing, or we think they're agreeing on one thing, I don't want to be the person that, like, rocks the boat. I don't want to upset the tempo. I don't want to throw that off.
Depending on the level of friendship we are, I'll be that nigga. I'll be the one to throw that. If it's us three and two other people and we all friends, and everybody agree with you, but we are like, we best friends, and whatever you say that, I'm like, no, hell no, fuck no. And KB is one of them niggas too. KB is fuck no, nigga, fuck out my face with that shit.
Wait. Y'all remember the 4 colors thing? It was the blue was emotional, green is logical, orange is like the spontaneous, active, whatever, and gold is like something else. I'm green. I'm a thinker. I'm a logical person. I think about the shit that I do. I don't just be doing shit, bro. So it's like when you say shit to me, bro, make sure that shit makes sense. Because I'm gonna question you, bro. Because I'm like, bro, what are you talking about now? That makes no sense.
I have to be this person. Okay, y'all don't judge me. Don't judge me. When's your birthday?
April 10th. I'm an Aries. All 3. My rising moon, all that. I'm Aries. Ooh. Hell nah, boy, big flame out here.
Ooh, not for you, but I imagine for other people, because it, like...
I'm a lot.
It's very intense energy. It's intense energy. You gotta...
I be ready to slap the nigga sometimes.
You said what?
I be ready to slap the nigga sometimes.
I understand. I really do. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't back down.
But no, that's a very Aries statement. Like, yeah, okay, and so, like, who gives a fuck? Like, I know how pop culture feels about astrology, but I am legit an astrology girl. Like, I'm talking about I can get your chart and read and tell you aspects about how your mom was when she was pregnant with you. Like, I am definitely that deep.
I don't know how this shit.
Yeah, I'm very deep in there.
Yeah, see that. I just really being around. He's not deep into it, but I didn't start really diving into that shit till I started.
Because I heard you, sun, moon, rising. Yeah, you know a little something.
I don't know. Yeah,
just a little something. Cause it's for I already told you this. Mecca made me do it. Yeah. So she asked me. So it was like my main 3 are Aries, but then when she said it, she was like, the rest of your signs are like feminine signs and shit. I'm like, first of all,
what does that even mean?
Exactly. Like, that don't even make sense.
No,
but
that's the thing, for real. It definitely is. What do you have, like, a lot of water in your chart?
I don't know
you
how.
Don't know?
I don't know
you
how.
Probably, I know the main 3. That's it. No, I get it.
That's all that matters.
I got taken out of that shit late middle school, early high school, because, niggas play on football teams, basketball teams and shit. I hated hearing how niggas do certain shit because of their zodiac sign. I just hated it. And getting older, I learned, it does have a way, but especially when you mid-20s, that shit got to do with life experiences also. Like, don't just, oh, bro, I'm an Aries, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hated that. When we in practice and we got a big game and we got a star player, I forget what the fuck, like, this was when I was in 8th grade, I want to say. But, you got somebody who, that nigga on the team, and he be like, bro, I'm a such and such, bro. I don't be doing all this shit all day. Nigga, you're on the football team. We have to be here.
But see, I don't like when people say that. So, like, for us, they were like, yeah, I don't care. I mean, I hear all the time I'm nonchalant, but I'd be like, that's not true at all, bro. Like, I care about a lot of shit I'm very passionate about.
I think it's just your tone.
That too. But my biggest thing is I tell people I'm just calm. And the main reason I'm calm like this is because what I've been through in life. That's what a lot of y'all do not understand. I'm not just, I wasn't always calm. I used to be a hothead. Worse. I used to be real bad when I was young. But it's like I had to mellow out and calm down. I went to the military. I was forced in this position where I can't just say what the fuck I want to say. I gotta watch my tongue, watch my mouth. But it's like, I had to build myself up.
See, and that's the biggest thing I wish people understood about astrology is the fact that each sign, of course, has like some characteristics where a lot of people might, they might recognize it, but each sign also develops. Mm-hmm. And that's when that life experience kind of comes on. That's when, it's always multiple factors to life that will make something make sense, right?
Facts.
So you're just developed. Like, it's just going to look differently. And if you're not really into astrology for real, to that depth, then of course you're gonna pop culture. Oh, you act like that because you're this. And then that's just it. And I think what a lot of people don't like about astrology is when you hear that, you hear lack of accountability. You hear, okay, you don't want to just say you just didn't want to do that, or that's just what you decided. You're trying to blame it on something outside of yourself. When I think sometimes I can see that. It can definitely be like that. Or it's like, okay, I just see a characteristic that I've seen multiple times. And so that is how I connected it was, okay, yeah, that makes sense because that's what you are. Yeah, you want some Aries. Like I just said, like that statement, it made a lot of sense. Like, you know. Yeah. So.
Now, I'm one to listen. I love it, especially with somebody who know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's been a few motherfuckers that done told me some shit that's to my core. Like, you know, that's me all the way. But I guess moving around a lot, you know, my pops was in the military. Moving around a lot, I started hearing a bunch of different things and then finding out other people's signs and stuff like that. And then I got really to high school. When I moved to Macon for real, a lot of people leaned on, well, this is my zodiac, that's the way I act like this. Like, no, bro, I done been over your house. Your parents are wild. That's why you act like this. You see this every day, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't go straight home after school. You got to go hit the block with the other homeboy. That's why you're like this for real, bro. Like, it has something to do with it, but don't you?
That's just totally it.
Bro, I'm Aquarius, bro. Bro, I'm a Sag, bro. I'm a whatever, like. I just don't like it being the 100% reason of your person.
Yeah, I totally get that. I love when I hear someone say that, and then I show them kind of like my skill in it, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, all right. Okay. Like, whatever, you know. Because I have this friend, and he is also a Scorpio. I can't remember the rest of his chart, and he's very skeptical. Very skeptical. He's like, whatever, we'll see. And then I start to read his chart, and as I'm reading, he's getting like real quiet. He ain't saying nothing. Like, dude he is not saying anything. And then I just get this little smirk because I'm like, yeah,
serve you some humble pie.
No, seriously, like,
quick.
And it not everything resonates, and that's another thing with astrology. It changes. Like, life changes. Your chart, the interpretation of it will change depending on how life changes. So I could see one thing one day, and then a couple years down the line that makes no sense. Like, you don't resonate with it anymore.
So going through school, this is my last question before we transition to the next one. Like, I know they teach you how to deal with, you know, other people's emotions, feelings, stuff like that. But going through it, do you learn a lot more about yourself?
Absolutely. I think it's near impossible to be in a field that I'm in, or to be in anything that's backed by psychology, or, you know, dealing with people without dealing with yourself. Because honestly, the way we see people is a reflection of ourselves. Even if, like, and this is something we called, it's called your other. This is that person that is completely opposite of you, someone you never thought that you would even talk to. You have to learn how to deal with your other in this field, because you're going to meet people who are not exactly like you. Okay. And in that moment, it was like this assignment we had to do, and we had to, like, think about who was our other. I had to then reflect on, why are we similar? Because 9 times out of 10, you have a similarity with someone that you think is like, I would never ever be in, you know. So I think a lot of the reflection that is necessary in order to be able to help people definitely changed who I am as a person, for sure. 100%.
So, I mean, well, I said that was my last question, but this question is going to transition into it. So, like.
Wait, no, I'm so sorry.
It's the laugh. You're like, this is so serious, but I'm being so unserious right now.
I just kept thinking about the words "the other," and I started thinking about the movie Us. So when you say the other, I'm like, damn.
Like, that's kind of crazy.
I'm sorry.
But so you know, of course we chatted before. You know, before we got you on here. So, and we were talking just a little second ago. You know, being in your 20s, learning certain stuff. So, was therapy always like something you wanted, or because you was heavy in the creative part of things for a while, the social media and shit. So, how did that transition come about?
In my mind, therapy was a plan B.
Really?
Definitely. And that's crazy to say because, you know, traditionally you want to go for the career first and then like creative aspect is like a back door, you know. I mean, honestly. But in my mind, I was like, I want to put so much into this that this is my plan A. And then that therapy is like something to fall back on. And then it was maybe like after my first year of grad school, I realized I was like, I am not going to get through this program unless I really focus. And so then it became more of like okay, let's put this on the forefront. Let's prioritize this. I definitely can say me being a therapist was not really the plan initially. It was like I got a degree in psychology. My first degree is in psychology. You can't do shit with that, to be honest. Like, I mean, you can do something, but not something that's going to give you a substantial amount of income and make you, you know, grow. It's usually like very surface level stuff. I realized that immediately after I graduated. I promise you it was like the next day. And I was looking for jobs and I'm like...
It's almost like,
what?
It's almost like grad school nowadays is
like required.
You have to go,
yeah.
Because that first degree, motherfucker, how I'm gonna apply to a job that I get a degree in, but you ain't taking me because I ain't got no experience.
But that
look, you won't take me. Not even just not. You won't take me.
You're not doing it.
And then it's the opposite for the others. Well, you got the experience, but you don't have no degree.
But in a situation like with her just take it like this, she could still have the same amount of experience, but because she got her master's in that motherfucker, now she got jobs
immediate
asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit be I don't get it. How I'm gonna build my experience if you gonna let me get there?
Look, if we get into this conversation, we'll be here forever. Because I'm definitely one of those. The system needs to be dismantled because a lot of it is set up for things to be harder, especially for certain populations. If y'all get what I'm saying. So when it comes to that, initially we were told for a very long time, you go to college, you get your bachelor's degree, instant middle class, life is gonna be great for you.
Right, that's all you need.
They moved the goalposts, and it was like, well, I see a lot of y'all are doing that, so let's make it a bigger requirement now.
Up the stakes here, buddy.
Yeah, let's make it a little more.
There's too many
difficult.
of you guys in here. We need to.
Let's change that a little bit. So now, even with being black, you need a doctorate, truthfully, to surpass those other people that might be applying for this job because they might have a bachelor's degree and they know the owner. And you have a master's degree and 2 years of experience, and they're going to pick that other guy.
Facts.
So.
And I mean,
what they call them, Nepo babies?
Nepo babies, yes. I want my children to be Nepo babies, I'm not going to lie.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, the whole LeBron hate, like, no.
You know my take on it. I don't care. I love it. But that nigga just ain't showing up right now.
I love it as long as the skill and the experience comes with it.
Yes.
I definitely want my kids to be like, okay, my mom set me up great, but I still have that determination and hustle in me that she had in her to be able to take it even further. Or
I still know how to do this. Like, I didn't just get this position and I'm just here. Like, I know how to do this job.
I'm just a personality hire.
I grew up a lot in middle school.
I hate that term.
Adults, you know, when they try to, like, when you in middle school and you got them adults that fuck with you, like either the teachers or some administrators, and they try to come down on the real level to you.
As a mentor?
Not even a mentor. They just, you know, might just see you out and you probably doing something good or doing something bad. They want to better it or change it. You know what I'm saying? I always grew up in middle school with a situation where some administrator is always telling me, or a coach telling me, that it's about who you know. And then growing up, you'd be like, yeah, it's about who you know, but you got to be able to do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
This is
like,
true.
Because even in a situation like you, if it's not like their kid or something like that, like, yeah, you got a master's, you got 2 years, but he got a bachelor and he knows somebody. Any person that's really fucking with their company that can get you in, though, like, yeah, they'd be like, yeah, you can come in. But as soon as you start showing that you don't know what the fuck you got going on, you're going to get up out of there.
Now, I will
40% of the time.
I will say though that who you know factor is still very, very strong.
For sure.
Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I moved up here 2 weeks ago. I have a job in a private practice.
2 weeks.
How did I get that? Yeah, I'm fresh up here. Okay, what y'all call them, transplants? I'm fresh. Okay. The reason I got this job is because a girl that I went to school with, who went to the same program, she knows me. She knows me very well.
For sure.
And she had put my name into the room before I had even gotten up here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know, like this was it was a perfect
Needed
setup.
that.
Of course, love you down, girl. But it was because of me having that connection that it was like, okay, I'm in here. This is 2 weeks in and I got a job. For a lot of people, that looks way different. So I definitely think who you know is very important, just as important as skill set.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing that I think we need to start leaning into when teaching our kids is communication and how to network. Because that's something that I'm still not very comfortable with, not gonna lie. Like, I don't be wanting people to feel like I'm a weirdo or,
But that's like sometimes when people just be saying, you got to network, what does that mean? What does that look like sometimes? Like, oh, there's this networking event.
And then you're like, what do I do? I'm just going to sit here
I'm
in the
just
room with all these
just
people.
start going up to random people.
Honestly, yes.
But they be like, yeah, bro,
like
just talk to someone.
Like,
It's just...
And the DJ got on the mic every 45 minutes and said, go talk to somebody, bro.
Yeah, he was like, bro, there's a lot of people in here doing this and that. And we just like, but it's because it was like looking at it.
Yeah.
It's not even that it looks intimidating. It
Yeah.
just looks foreign.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like,
and to be honest, before I met you, I done been up here to Atlanta a couple times going to networking events. I don't like the networking events up here because a lot of the events, you know, you have your smaller ones and that's where the people that go to, but a lot of people already know each other. So when you go in, if you two and two other people talking and I come up and try to have a conversation with the four of y'all, that's where that social awkwardness comes from, because I feel like now I interrupted what y'all had going on.
Yeah.
Or y'all looking at me like, nigga, don't you see us talking about some other shit? Or whatever you're trying to bring to the table sometimes or try to talk about. It's just niggas gonna be wanting to have their mind open to that interest level. It's just, if you ain't fucking with my group going on or my other group or across the way with them few people or my other group of homies, everybody is too close and cool.
I will say,
say,
because I definitely have experienced that even with me just being up here. I went to this like art event, and initially when I got there, it did seem like a lot of people knew each other. But I think the biggest thing about networking is you have to really say fuck it. Like it takes a lot of self-confidence to network, especially in a place where you don't know anybody, and especially in a place where you feel like these people know each other. Because I really always think like they had to meet each other at some point.
Yeah.
So really, I am, like I said, I'm very transparent. I'll be up here on some like, hey, I don't know none of y'all, but nice to meet you. This is what I do, or you know.
I do because I get it from my pops. Now my pops is he over the top with
that
something.
guy,
but that nigga will walk in a room, not knowing anybody, and walk out that bitch with everybody loving him. Swear to God, he'll do it. But it's like sometimes he'll get overbearing with it. Like he'll ask me to come out with him, and I'll be like, yeah, but I'm really gonna be on my chill stuff. I'm just trying to fade to the back, let you do your thing. Because a lot of time it be his events, and I already know when I come there, he gonna want me to meet people. But bro, a nigga sit down 10 minutes. Come here, let me introduce you to da 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 da. All right, we talk for 15 minutes. I stay there, probably still try to give a cool little vibe, but then when their conversation goes a different way, boom, I fade and I go sit down. I go sit down for another 10 minutes, might have a conversation with the person that's sitting next to me. Here he come here, I got you to meet this person. I'm like, bro, I don't want to do that right now, bro. Like, but I can do that. Yeah. And especially being a military kid, I'm always the new nigga. So I gotta make friends a certain way. So
that was my experience.
I was never scared to really like just talk to folks, but now I feel like I'm just a little more reserved. Yeah. I don't talk a lot in networking events because I even found out niggas are shiesty. Niggas are try to say it's a networking event type deal, and you get to telling folks what you do and how you do it, whoop, and then the next thing you know, like a podcast was never in a motherfucking vocabulary. But as soon as I talk to them about it and I want them to come be on the show, now all of a sudden, like when I'm hitting you up, like, nah, bro, I can't do it. Nah, bro, I can't do it. And next month, you got a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you want to do, you could bounce some ideas off of me, but don't pick my brain, get what I get what you get out of it, and then just completely ignore a nigga, and then 3-4 months later, I see you doing it, and it's not like, oh, it's a different type of. Nah, you doing the same exact style podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not nobody that's going on now. That's just an example.
But yeah, no.
Type shit. That's what goes on with that.
Yeah, you do have to be. That's where discernment comes in, and discernment is like a really big word now, but it's very much true. Like that's where discernment comes in. You have to realize like, okay, I'm getting this vibe off this person. They could genuinely be interested in what I'm trying to say and be interested in connecting, and that's great. But sometimes I feel like I'm a very spiritual person, so I feel like for me it's really obvious when people are trying to like. They have some other intention. So it's really leaning into yourself and being like, I've been talking for a long time. This motherfucker ain't said nothing in 15 minutes. It's like, all right, let me back up.
In my rebuttal, I'm a good listener, so I be trying to actually pay attention and listen to what you're saying.
Well, yeah.
I'm an active listener though. Like I gotta ask questions.
You're giving feedback.
That's
like,
how I got like.
Okay.
That's the only way you gonna understand. Like, I ask this question. Hold on.
If you give me some shit that I need to just shut up and listen, I'll be on some shit and you can tell because I'll zone in for real.
Yeah.
But if you really talking to me on some shit, like I gotta talk back to you so I can understand what it is. So
and it does go back to social cues though. Like you can tell when somebody's really interested, even if they're not talking. Yeah, you can tell. It's very obvious.
If I'm talking to a motherfucker and that nigga hit me with the hell yeah 3 times, all right, bro, I'm gonna just exit stage left.
Look, all right, I'll fuck with you. Let me go.
Shit, let me go ahead and find somebody else to go holler at real quick. You know what I'm saying? You obviously not fucking with it. Yeah. Let me get the fuck on, my boy.
But like, kind of to like pivot back to what you originally asked, networking definitely looks like putting yourself out there. Regardless, no matter how you feel about it, no matter like how you feel after the conversation, like it's for sure you just picking somebody and saying, okay, let me find something to relate to and start a conversation. Or you can be that person that's too cool and you just sitting there waiting on people to talk to you, but But it's definitely like having those conversations, seeing where you have common interests, seeing what people do, seeing how that can help you. And I know for a lot of people that might seem a little manipulative, but I think sometimes it's not. It's very much like I bring value, and I feel like you bring value. So let's see how we can match this and make this experience worthwhile.
So would you put in like again what we talked about, before all of this, so with you putting therapy on the forefront, was it like just coming back to the creativeness when you got a chance, or did you completely fall out with it, or
bro? And I'm still not all the way there. I completely fell off.
Yeah.
I completely fell off.
Now, where I caught you at was the collages. That's when you started when she was doing the collages because you did one for KJ. I was like, what the KJ going crazy? And then I started seeing you was the one that was doing it. I transitioned to them TikTok reels and stuff. You was going crazy for a minute.
Y'all, I honestly, truthfully believe I'm a little ADHD. Like, I honestly, when I get an idea for something, if I don't do it right then, I don't do it. I don't do it. So in that moment, that was like fresh pandemic. I didn't have nothing else going on. I started into graphic design. I started into like actually filming content, making content, learning how to do transitions, learning how to edit. Like I had my hand in everything. I was even looking into like how to make websites. Like I was into it, and that's because I had so much momentum and I had nothing else going on. Truthfully. And
that's
then
making logos pandemic.
I remember. So then when school started, it was like, okay, I was so inspired and I'm like, oh, now this is another aspect I can add to like what I'm already doing and my creative thing. But it's something about doing something traditional that makes creative energy kind of fizzle. If you're someone who works primarily off of inspiration and not dedication. And I'm gonna explain how that looks different. My thing was when I got inspired, I did it immediately, and then it just kept going. But the thing about inspiration is it doesn't stay. It's not permanent. Yeah. It's like motivation. It doesn't stay. It's not permanent. You have to it's in waves, right? I wasn't being determined. I wasn't being disciplined about my creative aspect, so it fell off. It was like, okay, I have so much to do. I got 50 million papers to write. I got an essay and I got an exam and I got this and that. And then it just kind of fell back. And then, of course, I hate school. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I know I have 2 degrees and I'm technically going to go get another one. But I don't like school. And so that also kind of added into it because then it's affecting my self-esteem. It's affecting how I'm thinking. It's affecting, like, my energy. Like, if I don't have the energy to create, I just didn't. And I'm definitely one of those people. I don't like forcing. I'm not going to force myself. Well, at that time, I wasn't wanting to force myself to make anything because I feel like that transpires through whatever you create. So I don't want anyone to see it and be like, oh, she just threw this shit together. Like, that ain't really...
Rushed it.
Yeah, you rushed it. And but I think, even though I fell off, now I feel like I wish I had more tact. And I wish I would have not stopped, but just shifted.
But see, that's what I was about to say. With you being in the situation that you're in now, with you being, having your master's of therapy, that is its own content in itself.
Absolutely.
So you can take that, creating it. You can make all the little posts that therapists get other people to make because you know how to do it already.
For sure.
You can make your content videos on making therapy more interesting to people, shit like that. Like, me personally now, ever since I started the logo stuff, I feel like it's creative content in everything. If you a nigga that sit your ass on this couch every day and turn the TV on and watch TV, you can make some content about it.
Absolutely.
If you a fat nigga, you can be like, what it look like sitting on the couch eating and watching TV all day, and you just, every time you reach to the side, you bring another snack in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and there's somebody who's gonna like that content.
Facts.
Somebody
is going, because it's gonna be hilarious to somebody.
Why was the first thing you said was fat niggas?
Because I said I'm sitting on the couch, bro. Like the chair, it just came to my mind. That hurt your feelings?
I'm skinny.
But yeah, like, I mean, anything be content. But my problem with it, logos came just because I was trying to make a clothing line for myself. And nigga wasn't with the money back then, so I wasn't finna pay nobody to do it. And I got scammed on Twitter because you post some shit and say something, you get hella DMs. But this is when that shit first started happening on Twitter, where you say some shit and then the DMs start coming. So I ain't think nothing of it. So somebody hit me up and was like, and it sounded real. It was like, yo, like what you looking for? What do you need? I'm a graphic designer. I can show you a few things. Da da da. So I'm like, I bet. So he just showed me a few things, and probably like a week later, 3 more people had did the same thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. I feel like I got some options. I went back to the first dude though because he gave me the cheaper prices. Man, bro, when I sent him that motherfucking money on Cash App, I'm talking about the next 30 minutes, page deleted. Not he blocked me, page deleted. Like, there's no trace of this nigga. I done looked at his page from other phones, nigga. He don't got Ty block. He don't know who the fuck Ty is. But I go search on her phone, that nigga's not there. User not found. And so that's
crazy.
The first time, I'm not a nigga that's gonna get scammed twice. So I just figured it out on my own, and I do it. Even to this day, I still do it from my phone.
Yeah.
And then I started making content with my logos. Of course, just showing the different logos. One time I screen recorded me making the logo type shit. So I made content, and then it turned into TikTok for a quick second. That's when I was on TikTok with the shit. I love
TikTok. Why you said it like that?
Because the shit that pissed me off about TikTok, I was getting the views, right? But I wasn't catching an audience. I did, you know how people do like series. I caught on to when it was quarantine time. I came out with the St. Paul AME Quarantine Church. That was my thing because I did the Kirk Franklin song, and that shit went through the roof. I'm talking about TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Went crazy. So people hit me like, when you gonna get a part 2? Do a part 2, do a part 2. I didn't wait. I jumped on the part 2, not the next day, but probably about the next week. Shit gotta come fast. Yeah. So I did it. Views was there. Cool. I get the comments again like, bro, keep it going. Woo. Bro, I go and do a part 3. Don't get no love. Hey. I'm like, maybe it's TikTok. Put it on Facebook. No love. Dang. I'm like, all right, let me see what Instagram got going on. I put it on Instagram, swear to God, for a week. That shit still had 0 views. No. Not bullshit. likes, no comments, no views for a week.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right, I went to something different. Now this time I'm doing like boondock shit, picking boondock clips and just going. Same thing happened. The first time, went crazy.
Took off.
Second time, views were still there. Third and fourth, poo. I'm like, bro, I cannot catch nothing. And then it was like after I started doing a couple more funny videos here and there, and then it just fell off. And then I went to Instagram. And Instagram, the more recent shit, I was getting the views again. The nigga, I had seen the most views I had got on Instagram. I did one of them Stitch videos. Mm-hmm. The nigga was doing that little back move, the little break dance move on his back, and then I started doing the little. It cut to me trying to wiggle up out of there, and I ended up doing that. Shit.
Oh, that video!
That shit got 95,000 views, bro. I was so fucking happy. That was the first fucking video I did, and then I started doing other videos, and I was getting the views and shit. But I think that I had the same situation as you. I started doing other things and I needed to put some other shit to the forefront.
Yeah.
And I slowed down on making the videos. So now, you know what I'm saying, nigga probably get about 2 bands on views, you know what I'm saying?
See, but that is the biggest thing about content creating specifically. It fluctuates until you like really build your audience and until you have your like community. It will fluctuate because you're basing it off of like it going viral. You're basing it off of trends. It will never look the same. And I definitely feel like people should not get discouraged when you hit that like, you know, or you hit that like it just gets kind of steady because humans are fickle. Humans will like their attention is gone. Like they'll be into something for a second and it's over with, right? And that same kind of mentality goes for the videos. It's like, okay, we done seen this nigga do this like 2-3 times now. It's like, all right, next thing, do something different.
Maybe that's how they looked at it, like,
and not in a bad way.
But it's like you ain't even try to switch it up a little bit or like as I don't know. Even though you and that's how they saw it, and it was like.
But it'd be the one like I tell you, I'm gonna say his name, but I'll blurt it out on when I edit it. But the suburban whatever that boy on Instagram, he always I gotta show you the fucking picture like a video of him. You know who I'm talking about because I always say, bro, he's just overly animated, and that's just me thinking that. But it be people like that where they do the same thing over and over. They're on part 89 of doing the same shit they did on part 1. And they still getting 400,000 views, this, that, and the third. But it's like I told you yesterday, I'm the one that get the example made out of, bro. As soon as I get to start trying to make my own series, it be like, nigga, who is you? Get out of here. We don't want to see you do the same shit every video.
I will say, though, sometimes those people, they've built the community. So no matter what they do,
facts, and that's
it'll look like they gonna fuck with it.
God damn.
And you know how you start? Not getting discouraged when you're not getting the validation of this was a good video. You have to just keep going. The thing about people and the thing about people with social media, most people don't add someone the first time they see them. Yeah. They don't follow them immediately.
For sure.
When they follow you and they're like, ooh, this is my friend. I know this person. I've seen them 1,000,000 times now. Yeah. And so when you are consistently making content, like let's say you're dropping a video every day, every other day, a month in, people have seen what? 15 to 30 videos of yours. Now we feel familiar. Now we're comfortable. Now I know you. Now I'm going to follow you. Now I'm a part of your community. And so whatever you do, I support you because I know you.
I realize
that's how it feels.
TikTok
you know?
Influencers. I go to a couple people who really popping on TikTok. And even though it be a lot, I would take that time to scroll down to the bottom of their page.
I was gonna say, now that you say that, that is true. Because like, even I don't do Snapchat, but like Facebook and Instagram, I watch Reels. There's some people now because I've been seeing so many of their things. They frequently pop up. I still haven't followed them yet, but it's like I fuck with them.
Yeah, it's like I fuck with you.
I fuck with you,
and
bro.
It's gonna keep
like,
popping up because it's the algorithm. Now I ain't gotta follow you yet.
I'm still not gonna follow you, but
but you know, I think sometimes what does it is when you stop seeing that person and then they pop up. And you're like, oh.
Or when you need to find it to show somebody.
Right.
Like,
and then you're like, now I'm going to follow you because I don't want to lose this.
Facts.
I don't want to lose this content.
Now I'm going to save this video.
Yeah,
because I'm lazy.
You're like, forget a follow, I'm going to save it.
I would go all the way to the bottom of like well-known TikTok influencers page and they would really post like 8 to 10 videos a day. Like
that's dedication.
And they just sit the phone up and sometimes they be doing something, sometimes they don't. It just, they was just letting their face be seen.
Over and over.
You go down there and you see they only got 200 views, 89 views, but then you start scrolling back up and get to the top, it's 200,000, 400, a million. Like,
so just
damn.
imagine if they would have stopped because they only got 200 views.
And see, that's where I'm at though here with the podcast. Like, I don't care that even to this day, we got a few good hitters. You know what I'm saying? You look at our page, we got like 5K views on one, 7K views on another. I posted a dance video on the page. That shit got like 10,000. Well, he posted it for me. I posted it on my page. The one where I had the green hoodie on. I was doing that Baltimore dance. He was like, I took the video and put it on the page. It did better on the podcast page than on my page.
Yeah.
So, but I got to tell him, I'm just like, bro, this is something that I put a lot of time, money into. I don't really care that we can post a video tomorrow and it have 200 views and then post another one next week and that shit probably get 3,000. Like, I'm gonna let it do what it do because I'm sitting here doing this for real. Like, this is some real shit, and it's all us. Every time we get to talking about the podcast, I'm gonna say it every time because I don't give a fuck. When you walked in, it wasn't no big ass production team. It is just me and this nigga.
Niggas was working.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
Real.
So I don't care how the views come off. Then now when they come, great. When we start popping, cool. I'm gonna love every fan that we get from the situation. But right now,
he loves you now.
right now, I mean, because it started hitting though because motherfuckers is watching. They ain't showing that they watching.
Yeah.
But whenever I go see people,
it be random.
Whenever I go see people or I'm at work and somebody come up to me and I know you watch the episode versus the real because it be certain shit that you'll say to me and I'll be like, oh, damn,
like,
you
you
watch
really,
that bitch.
yeah.
You really did. But and you know, and the thing about it be sometimes it be your partners, not your close ones. It be your partners. They don't share it. They don't like it. They don't comment. But they can tell you 3 key things that came out of the episode. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you can watch it when you see me, you got something to say about it.
Why
share
not?
It, like it.
Let's just start off small. Can I just get a like?
Because
and that's what I be telling her on our YouTube. I was like, bro, we don't get a like. It's me. I go back and watch every single episode. I'm the one liking all the videos. It's me. I'm not mad or anything. I just need a like.
Yeah.
Let's just start small.
It's you, P, and my pops.
Yeah. Or at least on YouTube.
Yeah.
On Instagram, all that, that's different.
That's what it is.
But you know,
we know the likes where they come from.
I also think sometimes people don't like it or comment because other people are not liking or commenting. And so that's why it's a really important thing when you're talking to your friends and your close people and you're like, look, all you gotta do is like it. Or all you gotta do is comment an emoji and then you'll see how it kind of just follows, right? But the weirdest thing when it comes to the people closest to you, you'll expect certain support in a certain kind of way and they just don't do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Like,
Their biggest thing is because I know you. I know how you really are.
And I just be like,
like
okay,
that.
so if you know me, wouldn't you want me to be like, that'll help me be up there where I deserve to be? Sometimes, not always, people don't really, if they haven't seen you there, they don't believe you can get there, and so they don't put their energy and effort there. It'll come later. It'll come when you're starting to get traction and you're starting to, you have these outside people that have accepted you and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, my dog really did that. Let me, I've been supporting, but not in the way that they need it. Let me really support now, Sometimes you really just can't take it personal because the people in your life probably have seen you be consistent for a month and then stop. And they're like, okay, I know you could do it, but until you're really serious about it, I ain't really putting that much effort and energy into it.
I think what really fucked me up when it came to the views, whenever I was doing my stuff and the views started declining, was because I hit a point where I was going viral. Mm-hmm. It was more times than none. My first Twitter that I had went viral a few times. Me and Ed was making dance videos. Our videos would go up, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, when I started transitioning into some different shit, not even just some funny shit, like just doing videos, it was like I wasn't seeing the same type of shit happening. So it was like, well, damn, what the fuck going on? And I even looked at it as a part of it was like, well, shit, it's probably because I had that nigga Ed with me. But Ed'll hit me up sometimes and be like, bro, I didn't even know. Cause he a nigga that when he drops some shit, the views come. So this nigga hit me up and was like, bro, I just dropped 5 videos and this shit didn't do nothing. I'm like, huh? But you go to his page, you'll see he got video 1 million views. You know what I'm saying? 900K. Mm-hmm. But it's like he'll tell me, he'll be like, bro, sometimes that like it came out of nowhere. But he'd be like, the shit that I really be trying to be creative on, it was like motherfuckers weren't fucking with it. But he still got that presence to where, like, if he do drop that one video, it's gonna get the views. He ain't never really got to worry about it. But at that point, when I'm trying to figure out my little creativeness, that's when he said it. So I'm just like, damn, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, I guess niggas just don't want to see me on video.
But it's not even, I don't even think it's a personal thing. Like I said, they gotta get used to you. Yeah. Like, and that's the craziest thing. You said going viral on Twitter, and it took me back. Like, it took me way back. That was a time.
I used to go viral on Twitter for the simplest things. Like, it was one person that said something about, I don't understand why people get mad when I don't text them back right away. Now, I was being funny, right? And I put up the SpongeBob meme where the mailman was coming to the mailbox and SpongeBob popped out that motherfucker and he got scared or whatnot. And I was just like, because nigga, we know you got your phone in your fucking hand. Like, I do the most in a day, but I can text a motherfucker right back. Whether it's like, hey, I'm busy, I'll text you back. Like, that's just me. And that shit went crazy. The other picture, it was an old picture with when Offset dropped Ric Flair drip. It's a picture where Ric Flair is like, I guess he shaking Cardi B hands or something, and she doing like some little blushing, and you can see in the back of his glasses like he looking at Ric Flair like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And I said something about it. I was like, all right, bitch, like I'll put some wrestling moves on your old ass or some shit that I said. That shit went viral. Then of course, like I said, the Caroline video that me and Ed did, that shit did numbers. But it was like, we was getting that, and I understand there's other people that's been going viral for years, but right now, how that's just the thing, motherfuckers is going viral heavily on social media. We was doing it. We'll post a video on YouTube, and in 30 minutes, we got like 1,500 views, you know what I'm saying? And it was just going up from there. But shit was just misplaced. I think that nigga YouTube got hacked twice. Yeah. So we had to keep starting over type shit, and then we was trying to tag artists in our dance videos. The shit wasn't working, but the other niggas that was doing the shit, like dancing or whatnot and tagging the artists will tap in. So we just like, bro, we probably just started a wave and we going at the end of it, and the other niggas is picking it up and they just enhancing it. So we kind of just, and then niggas moved away from each other and shit like that. So the dancing videos just kind of ended. But yeah, after I had that run and then trying to run back and do it again, I was taking it personal, because I was just like, nigga. And then at the same time, I didn't care, because we in that part where we grew up half our lives without social media, and now the second half, we got it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, at the same time, I really don't feel like pulling my phone out and just recording shit all the time. Like, I'm just not that person no more. Yeah. I gotta be inspired. I'm more of an inspirational post instead of a dedicated. Mm-hmm. This is dedication. When we post these reels, this is dedication versus inspiration. But inspiration type deal, making the videos, that's all that was. I really didn't have a dedication to making shit. And that's where, talking it out now, I realized it. Like,
it was that difference. Major difference.
I'm good. You want to ask the Fetty question, my boy?
No, I wanted to ask the other question first. You've heard of the Mandela effect.
Yes.
Do you believe in it?
Absolutely.
So recently I saw this thing. This lady was saying that it's like an energy multi-dimensional thing. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I feel like within these last couple of years we merged.
Shifted down.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me started.
And that's why. But all right, I just wanted to know, like, is that a thing?
That's definitely, I really do believe that's a thing. I definitely think we exist in multiple dimensions, and in the sense that, like, the beginning of your life and the end of your life all exist at the same time. That's why you hear people talk about your higher self, and I think, and then it's to the point where there's multiple variations, and how people talk about past lives and that type of thing. I feel like just foundationally, we're all energy. Our souls are all energy. Like, if you get down to the smallest form of matter is an atom, and we all are built up of different pieces of, So if it's broken down, it's energy. If you take that energy and you put it into the structure of life, it looks the same. So
what that look like?
I don't even know what it looked like. You gotta look. Einstein, them boys know that. I don't know, but like, theoretically, it all exists at the same time. Because the saying, like, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. That's the, I don't know, Newton's law or something. Yeah, so with that mindset, it already has to exist, right? If it already has to exist, we're thinking time, we're thinking atoms. I don't think time is real in the sense that we think it is. Well, we can sidebar that when we get off this motherfucker. But, I definitely think there is multiple variations. It's multiple dimensions. It's multiple timelines. And I do think we shifted. That's why time is a lot faster. It feels like days just fly.
Well, they say as you get older, your days just blend together anyways.
I do think that's true, but I think specifically something about 2020 when the pandemic hit, from then on, we must have, like, somebody hit a button or something. Like,
it sped the fuck up.
It changed. Like, it feels so different.
2020 was, the back half of 2020 was a wild year. 2021 was fast. I ain't gonna hold you.
It just flew.
It was like,
It's shit that I'd be like, what year was that? And it literally was 21, 22.
I think to be honest, the stuff that we watch, they bringing that multi-dimension stuff to the forefront heavy. Avengers is one.
Look.
Avengers is one of them, and Rick and Morty is the other.
I mean, if you read the comics, it's been in the comics for years.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But mainstream, this is for people who are not really dedicated fans. Like, they're not going to look in the comics and see that. Facts. I think, and this is a little conspiracy thing, everything you need to know is in your face. Some stuff just became a little more obvious, like the way they talked about the multidimensional thing, and everybody got a multiverse, and everybody's like, I'm like, the way they package it makes it seem like it's not real, and people are less likely to believe it when that information comes out that this is what's happening.
I think it got something to do with the magnetic waves, but
what do you mean?
Because so you know how they always have the Earth, and then they have the waves and ripples, and each one is. That's what it is. It's each universe is just a ripple. Because they say it's also, based off of your decisions. You got your whole entire everything is another universe.
Yep.
Like, every time you said no and you should have said yes, that's a universe.
New universe, yeah.
And that's for like the infinite possibilities and everything. Because like you said, atoms are small.
They're
so
small.
If we go to the Marvel Ant-Man, these niggas shrunk into a universe, bro. How do you do some shit like that? That's wild.
But even with, so niggas obviously know that type of shit has been in the comics forever, right? But how long did it take for us to get a Spider-Man movie that actually shows those different dimensions, where when you see in one of the comics, there's already one of those where them three pointing at each other. But we gotta wait till after 2020 when the world start fucking being different to now y'all want to bring this type of shit to the forefront for us to see in the theaters.
We
for
know
us to see on
for
TV.
Us Marvel fans, we know that's not why it happened.
No, I'm not saying that's why it happened. I know the storyline has to go the way it goes, but it's like after that. And when I started, I just got on the Avengers wave. That's why I'm not talking too much into it.
Yep.
But when you look at like how things been going, at one point they was spitting out movies like a motherfucker, and they would hint towards the multi-dimension shit, whatever. But that back half, and the reason I say back half is because I watched everything on Disney Plus. So the back half of all of the shit that we see, of course, it all ties back into the first thing, but they really hammered the multi-dimension shit. Now you just got niggas in the middle of a motherfucking Avengers movie. You ain't see this nigga for 8 fucking movies, and a whole warp hole just come out the goddamn sky. And where the fuck have you been, nigga? Oh, I've been in another universe. saving some shit like this so it wouldn't get to where y'all niggas is at right now. You know
Facts. That's where the time factor also plays in.
Facts.
This is true.
So I just feel like they bring that type of stuff to the forefront now, and they showing it.
Look, like I said, everything already exists. It already exists. It's just a matter of at what point do we figure out it is existing.
So have you heard of this theory that says, have you heard whenever you pass away, your brain has, I think they 7 minutes before your brain stops working. Mm-hmm. And in those 7 minutes, that's when you see the white light and you think back on your life.
Near-death experiences?
I wouldn't even call it that, but
yeah.
Maybe. But then they say, what if every time you die in those 7 seconds, you're reliving the 7 seconds, so you never actually die? And by the time you finally die out, the world is already in like a dystopian like environment where we're like what we're seeing right now, because we're also looking outside, is not where we actually are.
Nigga, I swear to God, I just watched Buzz Lightyear, and the movie in that he has to keep going through like fucking he would travel and he would age regular. By the time he come back, nigga, 20-something years, he kept doing this to finish some mission. Every time he came back, his commander got a little older. She got engaged. She had a baby. Then she fucking died out. And I didn't really pay attention to it until he was like, yo, how long was I gone this time? And it was like, nigga, 22 years. And all he did was the same shit he been doing, hop in that motherfucking ship, take off to outer space. He would go through like 3 warp holes or whatnot, go handle this mission of what you think was probably like 2 or 3 days. This nigga come back, it's been years, nigga. Like, that's the type of shit.
Watch Interstellar, bro. Interstellar's like that.
Bro.
I own the disc. I'll give it to you.
Listen, when I tell y'all, I keep getting recommendations to watch this movie, and my homegirl literally just posted it on her story today. And then you're saying this now, I'm like, I need to watch it. I need to watch it.
This movie.
I'm gonna watch it when I get home.
It's
like, no cap.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mind blown.
Cause yeah, nope.
Yeah, you can't tell me.
Yeah. But on that note, we don't want a 3-hour long episode.
No, seriously.
We've
been serious.
What's next for you?
Okay, definitely professional development. I'm so locked in. I want to be the best therapist that ever existed. So I'm trying to hit the ground running.
Go right.
You said what?
So that's always to go right and be the best of them. Got to do it though.
Some people are okay with being mundane. That's just not me.
Facts.
So
again, man, I'm supposed to be a star somewhere.
Yeah, like in one of those other universes, we gotta make it happen. Somewhere.
I know one of y'all doing it.
I'm going for that one. One version of me is a star. We going for that one. So, but yeah, that's the vibe.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Well, we done had a good talk. For sure. We had a cool little therapy session. Got down.
For the free ski.
Then we got into some stuff. So just let the folks know one more time where they can find you at,
Yeah, y'all can definitely follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Ty the Goddess, 2 E's.
On that beat.
Period.
You dig what I'm saying? Y'all make sure, because my boy didn't say it yet, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. And and go on YouTube and hit the like button too, because I want to see some different likes.
Yeah,
because when I share the post, now I try to do better. I try to share the actual YouTube link to that video and not just our YouTube link.
That's
this is the YouTube link to this video. So when you click on it, it's like this video.
Folks is lazy. You gotta put it directly in their face.
That's what I was doing in the beginning. I was just putting the link to the YouTube so niggas can just open it up and click a video. But obviously that ain't. I ain't gonna say not working, but it ain't resonating.
That video.
Because it's crazy, like, especially on you. I don't know how I be figuring stuff out on IG, but I be figuring stuff out on IG. You can change the name of the link so it's not just a link. You could put episode 53.
Tap here.
Yeah, tap here, bro. Like, hey. You can
click this.
You can change the colors on it, bro. Everything. The filters be wild.
Everything. Yeah.
But I can't do anything other than that.
So y'all heard them. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified every time they post.
Hit that bell. Ding, ding. What are you saying? Yeah. We out of here. Y'all stay blessed.
Highly favored, you know, cozy out.
So.